Hi everyone, welcome to your Halton Hills housing update. So I hope you all had a great long weekend, lots to cover today, so let's jump in. So we have our August numbers. The story of this year really has been that our units have been down compared to 2020 since May onward, and our pricing has been up. The first half of the year, our prices were up pretty consistently, like 30+% year over year. And last month I made the prediction that we are gonna start feeling less of a price increase year over year, because August is really the month where our prices took a huge leap last year. So they are still growing and still going up, but they are not that 30+% that we've been seeing. So in August of 2020, we sold 132 units. And in August of 2021, we are down 38% to 81 units. Again, there was just nothing to buy. But looking at prices, our average price in 2020 was $951,000, and this year it's $1,084,677. So it's up 14%, which is still a huge jump, like especially when you're getting at that price point, but it's not that 30% we were seeing. So I think our trend for the last few months of the year is going to be the same as this. Like, we are not, I don't think, going to have enough inventory, and it even feels like in the last 2 weeks our prices have really jumped. So I'm interested to see what happens in September. I really hope we can get some inventory on the market. But overall, year over year, the story remains the same. Prices up, units down. Story is literally the same every single month. So now looking at our sales last week and active inventory. So in Georgetown last week, we had 10 properties sell. That's on the lower end of what we're used to seeing, but again, like no inventory. And 8 of them sold over asking, tons of bidding wars. The really bad news is we only had 7 new listings, so that means inventory is going to be down again. In Acton this week, we had 4 sales, which is a decent number for Acton. 3 of them sold over asking. And again, bad news, we only had 1 new listing in Acton. Glen Williams and Limehouse both had no sales and no new listings, and the rural market had 1 sale and 1 new listing. So now looking at active inventory. Last week we had a little bit of a jump from the week before, but we are right back down this week. So we are sitting at only 47 active listings. That is one of our lowest weeks of the year, and it is down from 53 last week. So again, a big drop and just really bad news for buyers. Looking at Georgetown, we were at 24 last week. We are down to 21 active listings. Not enough. The interesting thing, I took a look at all of the active inventory. 15 of those 21 have been on the market for more than 7 days. So basically what that tells you is there's 6 listings that are like fresh, and 15 of the 21 are kind of sitting, which means they might be overpriced. That means there's like 6 new listings. Oh my gosh. This is a problem. We're in a spot here, people. Okay, so now looking at our active price points. In Georgetown, under 700,000, we have 1 condo townhome available. It should sell in the next day or 2. 700 to 800,000 was at 3 last week. It's down to 1. Yikes. 800 to $1 million was at 4 last week. It is down to only 3 active listings. That is so low in that price point. Like, that makes me want to cry. And then our $1 million plus, so we jumped up last week to 17. We're down only slightly to 16 active listings this week. So not a huge drop there, but 16 is still way too low in that price point. And in that price point, a lot of them have been on the market for the more than 7 days. So now looking at Acton, this has to be the worst week. Yep, this is the worst week of the year in Acton. We are down to only 3 active listings in Acton from 6. So there's literally only 3 houses available in Acton. Like, I cannot make this stuff up. This is, I want to look at the numbers. So in Acton, when it got really low, which was like the end of January, start of February, we were at 4. So, and then it went up to 6 and sort of climbed. We're down to 3. Lowest number of the year in Acton. Glen Williams remained the same at 1, Limehouse remains the same at 2, and the rural market held the same at 20. So August numbers are no surprise. Prices are still climbing. I actually thought the average price would be higher with the amount of things that sold, like north of 1.2 last month, but there's still a lot transacting in that lower price point too. So yeah, I thought the prices would be a bit higher, but still, it's just crazy. Prices will only continue to skyrocket if these inventory numbers don't start to go up. And this is just not changing yet. So every week, same story. And people are like, do you think we're gonna have like a busy fall market? Well, if people would list their houses. But it's this trickle effect, right? There is nothing for people that want to move to buy. And so if they currently own a house, they can't sell their house. It's this vicious cycle, like nothing to move to, so they're not going to list their house. So then there's no listings. It's just, we're in a real spot. I'm really hoping by the end of September, my conversations on these updates are a little bit different. For now, this is one of the worst weeks of the year. So that's a fun way to go into the fall market. So I will be back next Tuesday. Have a great week, everyone.